Hi everyone, welcome again to the Flame Church midweek webcast. I want to bring you something a little different again this week, but not a monologue this time, you'll be glad to know, but rather a subject that perhaps we don't talk about too much in church. But first, here's a short video clip.
Ready? You want me to do it again? You ready? You ready, Isaac? You ready? You ready? You ready?
Well, I hope you enjoyed that and it brought at least a smile to your face. Apparently, children laugh an average of 400 times a day, while adults laugh 15 times a day. And I think with some adults, that's perhaps a little high. So why do children laugh so much? Well, the world still amazes them. Watch a child long enough and you'll see him giggle over a ladybird, clap his hands with glee as the cat nuzzles up against him. And there's another video clip on YouTube where a little one is in fits of laughter at the sound of a piece of paper being torn up. Go on, I dare you to find it and keep a straight face, but not until you're finished here. Our problem is nearly exactly the opposite. We take ourselves so seriously that we don't have time to laugh. Laughter's for kids. We get so wrapped up in our own affairs that we forget that God is God, not us. Children have no problem taking God seriously, which is why Jesus said you need the faith of a little child to enter the kingdom of heaven. Now, hold on to that thought. We'll come back to it later. We're living in a time where laughter may not be at the top of our agenda. So much is different and still changing, it's hard to keep up with it all. But it may surprise you to know that it's a documented scientific fact that people who laugh a lot live longer than those who don't. Laughter has been called the tranquilizer with no side effects. Laughter is not a luxury. It is essential for a balanced life and a healthy well-being. And here's another surprising fact for you. Laughter is biblical. The Bible teaches that a relaxed, happy attitude actually lengthens a man's life, and uncontrolled negative emotions can have the same effect. The Bible says a happy heart makes a face cheerful. The cheerful heart has a continual feast. That's from Psalm 15. Proverbs, a heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. Again, Proverbs, a cheerful heart is a good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. And Proverbs yet again, but the cheerful heart has a continual feast. According to the Bible, a happy heart serves the rest of the body, a continual feast. Laughter is better than taking pills. It provides a natural high and a lasting lift for the whole body. Laughter lifts us emotionally, physically, and spiritually. In Job, we find, he will fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouts of joy. So go on, do you think we will laugh in heaven? Of course we will. Laughter helps produce cells which fight infection Laughter also suppresses the release of cortisol, a hormone that weakens the immune system. Laughter raises the body's pain threshold and acts as a muscle relaxer. It also increases circulatory capacity and strengthens organs, helping the body become more resistant to infection whilst boosting our energy levels. It's worth looking into. Solomon said in Proverbs 17, "A cheerful heart is a good medicine." We mentioned this one up above. But a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Underneath all this is a huge theological truth. As long as we believe everything depends on us, we don't have time to relax, much less to laugh. But if we believe in the grace of God, we can take time to chuckle because we know that the future rests in His good hands. The trouble is, we do take ourselves far too seriously and we don't laugh enough. Thus, we do not take the gospel, the good news, seriously enough. In His presence, there is joy. He provides it. God created it. And the gospel is about joy. That's why it's called good news. Remember? The gospel, it's about shattering chains. It's about forgiving the condemned. It's about feasting on the generosity of God, all to His glory and for His pleasure and ours. God wants us to laugh. He expects that we should have joy. Our God has created us to enjoy Him and for Him to enjoy us. For centuries there's been a tradition passed on through some of our Christian Orthodox churches. Tradition for people to gather on the Monday after Easter to be joyful, to celebrate surprises, to tell jokes and stories, sharing laughter. And in it all, remembering the punchline of God's greatest surprise, His gift of salvation through His Son, Jesus Christ. And when you think about it, that's what good jokes are. We're drawn into a story about a situation we can identify with, and then we're hit with a conclusion we weren't expecting. And who ever expected what God has done for us? Make a joyful noise, all you lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before His presence with singing. Know that the Lord is good. He that has made us, and not we ourselves. We are His people and the sheep of His pasture. Enter His gates with thanksgiving and into His courts with praise. Give thanks unto Him and bless His name. For the Lord is good. His love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. That's Psalm 100. Another psalm. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. Find rest, O my soul, in God alone. My hope comes from Him. And again, back to Proverbs. A cheerful look brings joy to the heart. Good news makes for good health. Another version puts it, smiling faces make you happy, and good news makes you feel better. And in Nehemiah we find, do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. And then into the New Testament, God demonstrates His own love for us. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. The fact that Christ would die for us while we were sinners is a picture of grace. He didn't wait for us to clean ourselves up or make things right, to get our act together or make the first move. While we were shaking our fist at him, he was reaching out to us. Church, being critical and grumpy aren't qualities that make people want what you have. Studies show people won't come back to a church where everybody was unfriendly and long-faced. And who can blame them? Laughter, joyfulness, singing, shouting are such a great witness to those who have yet to find a personal relationship with God. Let's look at the Psalms again. We were filled with laughter and we sang for joy. And the other nations said, what amazing things the Lord has done for them. Psalm 126. Many years ago, I came across a poem written by an healing minister called Phil Streeter from down Chelmsford Way. It was entitled, You Laughed, Lord. I won't read the whole thing here because it might cause copyright issues, but it's about the writer hearing the laughter of a child and being captivated by it, and compares that sound with the joy that's in creation. Mountain streams chinkling and giggling over coloured pebbles. Then moving to think of Jesus as a small child and growing up laughing and enjoying the world around him, even into adulthood, as he shared with others the truths of the kingdom. And then it turns to a prayer. And that prayer I will quote. Jesus, why haven't I heard laughter like this before? I guess I have, but I've been too stupid to listen or too busy reading endless reams of religious irrelevancy to bother. Consequently, part of my education has been neglected. And here I am, the worse off for ignoring a child's lyrical laughter. I have missed the music of yours. All tools should have been dropped long ago in order to drink in this rippled revelry for more wisdom, and more language splashes from a children's cry, yell and laughter than man can tell in words. Jesus, if mankind enters your kingdom by becoming a little child, then laughter must be the mother tongue of heaven. Please, teach me how to talk. God bless.